Okay, this lesson is going to be about momentum. So what is momentum? Well, mathematically, momentum is a vector, like velocity and acceleration, and it is equal to the mass times the velocity of the object. So P here is typically the symbol we use for momentum. And it's P equals mv, mass times velocity. But that's not really a good understanding of what momentum is. That's what it is mathematically. But what is momentum? Well, momentum, as you could kind of guess from the name, momentum, it is the basic quantity of movement, of motion. And it is one of the most important quantities. And as far as historically, it was always kind of there with motion. Once the mathematics of motion came into being, momentum was always kind of there as a unit of motion, kind of a definition of motion in a sense. So I'll show you some way to connect it with what we already know. So one of the things that we already know is Newton's second law. And that is force, which is a vector, equals mass times acceleration, also a vector. Now if we notice, acceleration is a rate of change. Acceleration is, and by rate of change, it's the rate of change of velocity. So remember, if it was constant in a previous lesson, I explained that acceleration is equal, if the acceleration is constant, the change in velocity over the change in time. But it's a rate of change. So here this is saying force is the rate of change of velocity times some quantity mass. Well, what we can do is say, well, let's take this change in velocity and just multiply it